Good morning, everybody. I want to talk to you about what's it like when you leave the narcissist and you go blank on them. What happens when you just quit on them? You just put them on block, and you're done, Well, they freak out because they're used to having you all the time. And then they have their secondary, tertiary supply, right? But you're like the primary source supply, and so if you just kind of like leave them, like for instance, you were split up before, so you kind of been separated maybe or something like that, and you're not living in the same home, so it's easy for you to just throw them on block, and quit with them. Well, so they're gonna act all cool about it, of course, after maybe like a little bit of a rage moment. They're gonna go out and they're gonna get their secondary or tertiary supply, whatever they got, and because they cheating on you all the time anyway, so it's nothing new. They already have them in their pocket or whatever, because we know they're not exactly living a good life, right? So they're gonna go out with them for a little while, and they're gonna maybe go on a little trip or something, have that man, take them on a trip, because they're gonna make it seem like their life's so important and people just love them to death that they'll take them on a trip. And maybe they will take them on a trip, but they ain't you. That's like gonna be a heavy duty downgrade from where you were, where they were with you. So they're gonna go do that, but see, that's a transaction, because they're transactional, so they know when they go on a trip with a secondary, tertiary supply, they know what it entails. And it entails like sex, whether they want to do it or not, and all of that type stuff. But typically this is the thing, it's worth it to them, because to them, they look at sex like sex is free for them. There's no charge. It doesn't cost them anything, and they can get things from doing it. So I mean, for most of us legit people, we'd be like, I'm not just gonna be going in with everybody doing that kind of stuff, man. But with the narcissist, it's kind of like they got like this it's kind of like a printing press, that's the way they look at it. Like, well, I could, if I do this, it's like printing, $1,000 to pay for the trip, or $2,000 to pay for the trip, or whatever. But, the whole time they're on the trip, they might have some really cool pictures, and it's always them being single in the picture, so that they can post them so they look single even when they come back with the secondary, tertiary supply. And then, so look at these pictures that they're single and they had such a great time, but the whole time they were there, they were destroying whoever they were with, because it's not only that they're just not happy, but you have to always regulate the narcissist's emotions. And only way you can regulate them is when they start all these minuscule freaking arguments that they flip out. They cause you to flip out if you're unaware of what the hell you're dealing with. And it ruins the whole day, the whole week, the whole weekend, whatever. And then they throw all their bad energy on you. So tell me, what kind of vacation with a narcissist is good? Because what's going to happen. If you're aware of what a narcissist is and how crappy they are, you're never going to go with them. And if you're unaware, you're going to go with them. And because you're unaware, you're going to let them switch fuel with you and throw all their nasty fuel on you. So then you're going to be pissed and annoyed. Why? Because they flip that energy. They're throwing their pissed off energy on you. And that's supposed to be your vacation. So look at it like this. The whole time they're gone from you, Even if they're not on a vacation, anywhere they go, anything they do, anything that's supposed to be awesome and grand is going to be horrible and ruthless, and it's going to be miserable from start to finish. And if it's not at the start, best believe by the time you get back, you're going to wish you never went. Right? And they have a way of just smushing stuff like this in your face, man. I mean, you know, like, never appreciative, never say a thank you. Do you ever hear like a narcissist say thank you to you? I'm not saying to somebody out there that they're trying to win over with the fake mask, right? I'm talking about, did they ever tell you thank you? Not really, right? I mean, again, negative reciprocity. So they're only going to do it if they can get like, if we turned everything into finances, right? Just to give an idea how they think, it would be kind of like this. For every $100 that you give them, or I mean, for every $100 that they put in, they get 1,000 back. That's how it is. That's negative reciprocity. And that's about the percentage or the rate of the return that they get. But the problem is when you treat people like that, it doesn't take very long for people to hate you. I mean, or whatever. Maybe if for those people where hate is too hard of a word, you know where I'm coming at, what I'm talking about. Like, you really don't want to be in their presence. They disgust you. How about that? You know? And so they'll go out with these people, and then, you know, they'll be starting to stalk you already. I mean, you know, because, you know, you broke up with them or whatever. So that's a problem in itself, because, you know, they got to win all the time, you know. Or if you win, it's only because they helped you win. Thank you, narcissist. Thank you so much for helping me win, because I'm too dumb to figure it out myself. Or I'm too dumb to know myself. But, hey! It's a friend of mine. Anyway, yeah, that's the deal. So they're like, you're too dumb to figure it out by yourself. That's how you gotta sound. You gotta just, you know, feed the ego of the narcissist so they know that they're secure in all their fakeness. So that's the thing with the narcissist. And if you just like fawn the crap out of them, you know, just, you know, narcissist, you're the best in the world. There's nobody like you. They're like, you know. And that's the thing, like, when God says they're unequally yoked with us, it's like, it's absolutely, there's no better way of putting it. I mean, of course, God in his all-knowingness he created everything, including the terms. But I'm saying, like, unequally yoked, the more you look at that, and in between us and the narcissist, it is literally like, when you're ready, like, if you're over the situation, you're like, okay, I'm just gonna let it go and I'm gonna go back to them, right? You let whatever argument it is that they started, and you go back to them, and you're like, I'm just gonna start all over, just like the narcissist wants to do, like forgive and forget, and or whatever, you know. And we can't talk about it anymore because we dealt with it already. We didn't deal with it. We just didn't talk about it, and we just forgave him for doing nothing. Then you go back to him, and it's like, yeah, I want to come back to you, right? For instance, I care about you and I want to stay with you. A narcissist is going to be ready to break up with you now because they conquered you. I mean, this is how it works. It's just ridiculous. It's like oil and water. You can never smush oil and water together. They always have two different layers, man. I mean, they could never, like, equalize, right? It's like a pressure gradient, and also, like, it's like it's just a pressure gradient. It's pressure and, you know, like the whole consistency of it. And that's how it is with narcissists. It's almost like literally when it would be like you trying to dry a pan that you just washed, and they're actively dumping water on it at the same time. I mean, that's kind of how your relationship with the narcissist. It's like, I'm trying to dry it. No, well, I'm trying to drench it. I mean, what the hell, man? I mean, and this is how it is. And you wonder why you go crazy after a while. Well, first of all, they're the ones in the control. And like I said, when you're dealing with the, when you're creating the crazy making, so it's not as crazy as the person creating the crazy making. And, because they know their agenda, they know where it's coming from, and they know what they're doing. So it's not crazy making in a sense. It's crazy making because they are, coming up with the crazy freaking narrative and crazy ideas and crazy traps that they're putting on you when you're supposed to be their lover. I mean, they're supposed to be watching out for you as if it was themselves. That's how much they love you. But no, they're not doing that at all. They're actually trying to trap you, beat you down, destroy you, and take everything you have, all undercover. And some of it not even undercover. Some of it they'll smash it and smush it right in your face, like mock you. And so, you got to remember when you leave these people, man, like all of these things, and not forget. See, that's the thing. A lot of times when you guys get in this argument and the narcissist doesn't know what to do, because there is no way they can lie themselves out of it, then they just go ghost. And then they'll just come back after time has been gone, several months or several weeks or several days. And they know that you're just going to get over it. And you have been taught and trained not to talk about it anymore. So you're just going to let it go. But the problem is, after a while, you let it go, you let it go, you let it go. There's no justice. There's always an injustice. And so you get frustrated and bitter after a while, I mean, we like to have justice in our world. And it's like the narcissist is consistently, antitrust and judgmental and critical, and they're always right. And that's an injustice to you. And you can't love yourself and be in the mix of that all the time. When people say, you got to love yourself, and you're like, well, what does that mean? I mean, yeah, it's boundaries. It's boundaries, and boundaries are for who? They're for everybody. And that's what I learned. And so, but next is, I mean, if you can't discuss things that need to be discussed, you can't get to the root of a problem, you can't come together and work together to come to an understanding, an agreement, and have a conversation. You should be able to have a conversation about anything, really. If it's your love partner and it's legit love partner, it's someone that cares about you, they want to grow with you, and they should be able to answer any question. The problem is, you need to be able to be receptive to the right level, I mean, like, you got to give them what is their justice due if they're going to be honest with you with everything. You need to, at least be able to hear them out. I'm talking about legit people. You can't just find a little bump in the road and then, I think a lot of people past narcissism, past post waking up, but not fully healed, are kind of like, the first bump in the road, they're like Ricochet Rabbit or something, man. Like, bing, bing, bing. They're out of there. And you can't do that. That shows that now you're kind of, in a weird way, toxic. That's why you have to heal. And you have to raise up your vibration. And that means to say that when when people say that when you're with a narcissist, that after you leave them or whatever, You need to, heal. If you don't heal, you're going to be at the same level that narc left you at, a little bit higher, and that's only because you're raising up a little bit more because maybe they're not destroying you every day, but they brought you down so low and you believed a lot of those words that they've been telling you year after year after year. They conditioned you. So yeah, they're gone now and you're not getting destroyed but every day. But here you go. You were finding, if you're not healed, I'm saying, if you don't heal, you're at a low level, okay, but you're not being destroyed anymore, so you're not continually dropping. But at the same time, the narcissist brought a little bit of security to you because at least you had somebody around if you were dealing with codependency and stuff like that. And so if you're not healed, you're going to run right into anxiety and depression. And that is part of your healing, though. You're going to have to go through that. But you have to also wrap your mind around that, it's like everything's going to be okay, and, how to get beyond that. Okay. And so if you don't, you're going to be an anxious wreck and you're never going to grow. And then if you go out with somebody, you're going to be at the same narc, fuel level. So you're going to be attracting all of those people on that plane, and that's not good. That's why if you don't heal first, after leaving a narcissist, then you're going to be getting hit with people from the same dimension that your ex was on, which is the third dimension. And the third dimension is this is where you find, I'm going to break it down for you. This is where you find thieves, robbers, people that are abusive. It's an abusive vibration. So if you're riding and residing on that level, then you're going to be one of those types that say, well, I could never find a good man or a good woman. Okay, well, this is deep, y'all. You don't hear this that much on any other channels. But that's because you're sitting on the narc vibration. And when you're riding on a vibration right here, there's never going to be a good man or woman on this vibration because it's an abusive vibration. You need to heal and go inside and be by yourself for a while so you can raise your vibration up to here. And on this plane and on this level, you can find a man or a woman that is not toxic, and there is a good one out there for you, you see? But when you are with the narcissist, you come down to here, and then they step on you and they perform witchcraft on you, and then they condition you and train you just like your family did, and it pulls you down to here. And then you don't have faith to get up to here or even where you were before. And that's why they deal with a breakup and they stay down here. Even worse than when they met the narcissist. They might have been here. But you should, when you meet, wherever you met the narcissist, you really need to even escalate higher than when you met the narcissist, because you were unawoke, you see. And so your healing should be, if you leave the narcissist, you're down here and you've been beat up. You go inside, and first of all, your first chore is to heal enough to get to where you were before you met the narcissist. That's just what we would consider and call back to baseline. But then you should be able to elevate even to the next level. Some people call it the fifth dimension. That's fine, whatever you want to call it. Okay? But it is on the chart. The vibration level and the personality all reside on the charts at these levels. But when you're on the narc level, you're kind of like, if you listen to something, let's say, if you listen to a piano and somebody singing church music, like really good stuff. I'm talking about fired up, Holy Ghost type stuff, man. Like that song, Break All These Chains, or Our God's an Awesome God, and everybody's really into it spiritually, right? Like it make your hair stand up. Like that song, that's like a high vibrational song, right? So, that's got a vibration to it. That's, yo, it's awesome, right? Okay, that's how you feel. But when you're listening to, say, like freaking I don't know, like something like Rage Against the Machine or something, that vibration is down here and it's pulling you down. And it's this anger-based music. The whole vibration of it is low. Well, that's the same thing. When you're on the narc vibration, that's kind of, you're on that kind of a level. You're vibrating on a negative level instead of vibrating softly at a high level because you're more raised up off it and floating. I don't know, man. It sounds stupid maybe, but this is what I'm getting at, man. I'm trying to give you a scenario that makes sense for you. But anyway, if you can give me a like, subscription, thumbs up, love y'all. Please don't worry about the narcissist. Worry about healing. Love y'all. We out.